Do you feel you're in the dark? Your sun is rising.
Hi again, girls. Today, what we're going to talk about is fear. Fear. And in particular, we're going to focus on the fears that we experience, that you experience in relationships. Now, first, let's take a moment and define exactly what fear is. Have you ever heard the saying, fear is false evidence appearing real? Appearing! Appearing! That doesn't mean it is. In fact, it's false. It's not real. Fear, false evidence appearing real, is not real. It's not. So let's take a look now at the fears that we, and I do mean we, and I'm going to explain that in a second here, girls, because it's not just you. It's not. So the first fear is before the relationship even begins. Have you ever asked yourself the question, why is it in our society that girls don't just walk up to guys and say, hey, I like you. You know, you're cute. Hey, you see that guy? You do it between each other, don't you? Look at that guy over there. He's cute. Look at his ass. Right? But would you walk up to him and say, hi, I think you're cute? Now, some of you would. And I applaud you. I seriously do. Because you are living in your power. But so many of you would not. Because that is the norm in our society. And that fear that stops you from doing that, or the fear that would come up if you were to do that. If you see, the guys, we have to do that. Society says that's our role. So the one emotion that's involved here, one fear, is embarrassment. We're afraid we're going to be embarrassed. You're afraid you'd be embarrassed if you went up to this guy and said how cute, told him how cute he was. Now, the other fear, and this is a big one for men, this is a huge one for men, is the fear of rejection. Yeah, the fear of rejection. Try it, ladies. Go up to some guy and say, hey, listen, you're kind of cute. Why don't we get a drink together later? Now, the thing is, you almost, I'm gonna put odds, if he's not married, okay? If he's not married and you're cute, well, and you're cute to him, he's probably gonna say yes. Because you girls wield the power that men don't have. So anyway, the fear of rejection. Now, the next fear that you face and that we face comes up after the relationship has begun. See, now we're getting to know each other. Maybe we're touching. We're kind of getting close. We might start to kiss. And somewhere along the line, you, in the back of your head, have a thought. Correct me if I'm wrong. Please feel free to comment in the comments. But somewhere in the back of your head, there's this thought, he's going to take advantage of me. Or what if he takes advantage of me? Or what if he wants something I don't want to give? Right? And now that fear of being taken advantage of, well, it causes certain behaviors. And we'll be talking about that possibly in coming messages. But it causes certain behaviors that results in the next fear. Because now the relationship is beginning to have some difficulty in it. There's a little bit of conflict. And now there's hurt. The fear of hurt. He's going to hurt me. I'll be hurt. Now that fear, frankly, is pervasive from the beginning. All right? Why don't you go up to men? Because one of the reasons is fear of hurt. Now another one that happens towards the end of relationship, and may I advise you to make this period very short, because it's entirely up to you, and that is the fear of loss. If you're not giving up on a relationship that's already dead, give it up. Let it go. Oh my God. And if he's not giving up on a relationship that's already dead, tell him to let it go. The fear of loss. Just let that go so that you can enjoy the next opportunity. So, in summary, for each one of these fears, from every one of them, from before the relationship to the last one I mentioned, every fear produces a behavior. It produces a response in you, driven by your past experiences and possibly often by past traumas. And that behavior produces a result. And so often, ladies, that result is not what you wanted, is it? Right? Have you ever had a relationship that just did not work for you? A relationship that that's not what you had in mind. And does that happen over and over again? Has it happened more than once? Does it happen more than twice? Why? Why are you creating what you don't want?